well. It's Eric Croft with Command Your Legacy, former PT struggler, 50-pound weight loss success story, and cancer survivor. So coming to you from my car today. About to run out and grab some dinner for everybody, so I just want to get this live to you real quick and talk to you about overcoming the labels that have been put upon us, or that we put upon ourselves. You know, think of three words that describe yourself. Think of three words to describe yourself to someone else. I picked caring, sensitive, inspiring. Those are three words that I label myself with. You know that a label is a group of words to describe a person in some type of restricted manner of some sort. It restricts us in many ways. Your labels restrict you. You know, we often think that we're not as valuable as others at times. You know, we're not as worthy as much as someone else. We carry labels such as a failure, inadequate. We feel like a mistake and that we're not good enough. You know, sometimes with that, our faith ends up not being as strong as we want it to be. You know, although we are all described by some type of label of any sort, you know, the longer we carry the label, the less it describes our past and more it actually defines our future. Labels are powerful in many ways and can completely determine our future. And, you know, we allow them to determine our future and to set a path that we don't want to be on, a path of resistance that we would rather not be a part of that resistance and be on a path of success, right? But we allow our labels to define that success. You know, there are times where you look at yourself and you say, you know, I feel like a failure, so I'm afraid to try something new. And if I do and it doesn't work, then it confirms that I'm a complete failure. So we see things that if we fail at something, then we're just not good enough. But yet we let that define us, and we don't pick ourselves up and reestablish that label of failure. We let that label of failure seep into us, and we feel that is where that is who we are. So we define ourselves as a failure, or others may define ourselves as a failure. You know, labels of broken, unemployable, sinner. You know, if somebody has a physical ability, it seems to give them a perception that they're not capable. We are never more aware of our labels until we're actually around and in front of a group of people. You think about it. When do your labels really shine? You know, do they shine behind closed doors, or do they shine more when you're in front of a group of people? The faith of those around you actually matters. You know, we think about it too much, and we want everybody's approval. You know, as your friends will either carry you closer to what you want, or they end up pulling you further away from where you want to be by the labels that are put upon you. The labels you put on yourself, the labels your friends and your family put on you. You know, labels that are given by others do not understand why you cannot be fixed. You know, if I can get you to see past your label and overcome to a breakthrough, you will definitely not be the same. Understand your label defines your future, right? Transformation in itself from your label rarely actually happens in isolation, but actually in community. You may be one person to yourself, but you may be somebody totally different when you're around others and in a community of others. You know, we become scared because of the labels we have carried of not successful, not worthy, not good enough, failure. You know, we often feel like we often feel if we can get a new label or a better label, it would be better than I would be worthy. If I were better and a better label, then I would actually be worthy. So I need to find a new label so that I can be worthy to others, or to myself, or to my family, to my friends. If you just changed your label. We often think we think often that if they only knew more about me, then I would actually be accepted. So let me tell you this: it's not about your label. What you need to understand is a new identity that is not written on your chest. That's what you need. You need a new identity that's not written on your chest. A label actually may describe your past and what you have done, but your identity and who you are is what actually defines who you are, defines you. Your identity defines you. We continue to still carry residue where people whisper about what we used to do. You know, sometimes, why can't I just be the person I turned into? Listen, you know, even though we may hear people whisper all the time, you know, they're talking behind your back. We get discouraged because we see people talk behind our back. I always see things on Facebook where people are not real, and they're, you know, like I said in my last live, is that, you know, we're comparing our behind the scenes to others' highlight reels. So we see everybody's highlight reels, but yet there's so much bashing and so much bad karma on Facebook from others that are labeling others that we end up letting it define us. You know, and even though we may hear those other people whisper and talk about us, understand our past wasn't too big to be forgiven, but too big to be denied. That's powerful right there. Your past was not too big to be forgiven, but too big to be denied. Your past can change someone else's future if you think about it, how you go about it. So an insecure person can hear the laughter of hundreds of others in so many ways. Insecure person can always hear somebody else. What others say is not where the value actually is. Although your labels may describe your past, it is not who you are. Use the overcoming of your previous label to help others and change their lives. And find a new identity. Become somebody new. Become the person you want to be. Overcome your label. Don't let your current label define you if it's not something that is in the path of your success and going to get you there. That's what I can give you today with this overcoming series. I look forward to talking to you again. I hope this is something that was of great value for you today. Please share this with somebody else that feels that they are defined and restricted by a label that has been placed upon them by somebody else or themselves, and show them that there's a way that they can overcome that label and become somebody new, and become somebody that they continue to dream of and want to become, and be an inspiration to somebody else in their life. Again, I hope you share this. Hope that provided you some type of value today. I look forward to seeing you again soon, so take care.